Hey, what up, y'all? What it be? It's me, JLG. Welcome back to the channel, man. Subscribe if you want to. But look, man, we got this video right here today. This is the top 10 bizarre coincidences in history no one can explain. Like why your mama keep calling me. Every day. You know what I'm saying? Tell your mama leave me alone. But look, man, we're gonna get into this video right here, man. Let me know if they miss anything in this video, because I know there's some shit in history that's just like off the chain. But yo, let's hop into this video. Let's run this video up right here, man, for 2022, and let's get it.
Some people believe that everything happens for a reason, that the universe has a plan for you to follow. Whereas others believe that we are in a simulation and everything that happens is planned by some greater power controlling the simulation. Now, I'm talking about this because today we are going to be looking at some of the weirdest coincidences in history. So let's get right on into this video. Starting off this countdown, we have Jean-Marie Dewberry. On February 13th, 1746, a French man named Jean-Marie was executed for the murder of his father. Hundreds of years later, on the exact same day, a man named Jean-Marie Dewberry was also sentenced to death. He had also taken the life of his father. Damn. So what are the odds that two unrelated people with the same name both killed their fathers and then got executed on the same day? Like, that is just way too freaky. Yeah. In our ninth spot, we have the dollar bill. Now, this is a pretty wholesome one for you all. When a woman named Esther was young, she had written her name on a couple of dollar bills after a bad breakup. She then told herself that she was going to marry the man that brought the bill back to her. Well, years later, she was dating a man named Paul Gratchen. The day he asked Esther to be his girlfriend, they were at a sandwich shop. As he was paying for the meal, he got handed a dollar bill with the name Esther written on it. The bill she wrote years prior.
That's crazy.
And they ended up getting married. Now, how wholesome is that? The universe literally gave her what she had manifested. Coming in at number 8, we have The Girls with the Red Balloon. In 2001, a 10-year-old...
What's the likes of that, though, yo? That's like one in like how many damn billion? So many people on this earth that could have had that damn dollar, bro.
A girl named Laura Buxton decided to release a red balloon from her front yard with a message on it. The balloon said, "Please return to Laura Buxton," and it had her address written on it. Well, this balloon traveled 140 miles and ended up landing on the yard of another 10-year-old girl's house. This girl's name was also Laura Buxton. Like, what are the odds? The two Laura Buxtons ended up meeting, and they discovered that they had tons of similarities, not just their age and name.
They look alike.
For example, they both had a guinea pig, a gray rabbit, and a 3-year-old chocolate lab. They both also looked alike and dressed alike. I'm telling you, this is just way too freaky. Like, what are the odds? I'm gonna be saying that a lot in this video. What are the odds?
Right. Hey, look, I had this at a track meet when I was in high school. It was a guy, and everybody thought that he was me. And everybody came running to me like, "Hey, bro, like we thought we was talking to you, and the dude was looking at us like we was crazy, bro. I think you got a twin brother." I'm like, "Man, get out of here, bro. I ain't got no damn twin brother, whatever." Bro, when I tell you that dude looked just like me, he was slightly taller than me, but he looked just like me. And we was just so astonished, man. I don't know where he's at to this day, but if you out here in the world, I wonder if we still look alike, you know? I'm a little bit fatter than I used to be, well, a lot bit. I wonder how you are today, brother. Reach out, man.
Moving on to number 7, we have Mark Twain and Halleys Comet. Every 76 years, Halleys Comet is visible to the naked eye as it soars past Earth. Well, American writer Mark Twain was born on one of Halleys Comet's passing in 1835. The next year that the comet was said to pass was in 1910, and Mark Twain predicted that he was going to die that year. He said that he came into the world with the comet and that he was going to leave the world with the comet as well. And Mark Twain was right. Mark Twain passed one day after the comet's closest approach in 1910. So not only did Mark Twain predict his own death, but his birth and death both seamlessly lined up with Halleys Comet. How freaky. In our 6th spot, we have Violet Jesup. Violet Jesup has been named the luckiest woman as well as the unluckiest woman. She also has been given the name Miss Unsinkable. and I'll explain how
Nigga,
she
what?
got those nicknames in just a second. So Violet was a stewardess and nurse who was on board 3 big sister ships when disaster struck each of them. It started with the HMS Olympic. She was on board the ship when it collided with the HMS Hawk. Then she was on the HMHS Britannic when it struck a mine at sea. And lastly, she was on board the Titanic, and she managed to escape all 3 of these disasters.
What in the hell?
Point, she probably was cursed. And after the first accident, she shouldn't have gotten back on any ships ever again. So that's why she's been given the name the luckiest, unluckiest woman to live. She's been lucky to survive all the accidents, but unlucky that they kept happening to her. You're now
Right. Like, that's crazy, bro. At this point, she's a survival expert. She lit. I'd love for her to be on my boat just in case some shit go down.
And halfway mark with Danielle du Toit. The irony behind this next story is mind-blowing. So Danielle du Toit was a South African astronomer. Over his life, he discovered and co-discovered several comets. He also spent his days giving lectures. On September 28th, 1981, he gave a lecture on how death can strike anyone at any time. As soon as the lecture was done, he popped a mint into his mouth.
That's a terrible lecture.
The mint then slid to the back of his throat. He choked on it and died right then and there.
Get the
fuck! I'd say his lecture was pretty spot on.
What?
In our 4th spot today, we have Harry Zigland. Now, this story is kind of controversial. Some say it's an old wives' tale. Others say that it actually did happen. Now, if it did happen, then this is the definition of karma. So back in the day, there was a man named Harry Zigland who broke a woman's heart. She was so heartbroken that she took her own life. Her brother was so devastated and angry at Harry that he vowed to get revenge on him. So he went out to find Harry with his gun and shot at him. Harry fell to the floor, and the brother, thinking that he had succeeded in killing him, grabbed his gun and took his own life. But Harry survived. The bullet didn't strike him. Instead, it hit and got lodged into a nearby tree. 3 years later, Henry was using dynamite to remove the tree. When he blew it up, the explosion sent the bullet out of the tree, and it hit and instantly killed him. It took karma 3 years, but it finally caught up to him. Coming in at number 3.
Get the hell out of here. Hey, do y'all believe in karma? Do y'all believe that karma is a real thing? Let me know.
We have the Hoover Dam. Over the course of the construction of the Hoover Dam, there were 96 deaths. The first death was of a man named J.G. or George Turney. It occurred on December 20th, 1922. He sadly lost his life after drowning in the dam. 14 years later, on the exact anniversary of this guy's death, his son, Patrick Turney, lost his life. He fell from an electrical tower and died. This was also the final death reported during the construction of the dam, meaning the first man to die and the last man were father and son, and it happened on the exact same day.
You know what? The exact same day my dad died on that project, I would not been working that. You know what I'm saying? You got that's. Sometimes you know how they talk about, like, in Hollywood they had curses and stuff, and how Hollywood was started and what Hollywood really is. For my people that's, you know, that really, like, you know, understand what I'm talking about. Do y'all think it was a curse for that dam? Like, you think it was a spell that they were creating? I'm starting to believe this stuff more and more the more I look into it, man.
Number 2, we have Jack Frost and
Just
other
a little
stories.
bit.
Some things are just meant to be.
Anything's possible.
You'll believe this once you hear this next story. Children's book author Anne Parrish was with her husband in Paris when they stopped by an antique bookshop from the 1920s. While in there, she found a copy of Jack Frost and Other Stories. She told her husband that that was her favorite book as a child. Well, when he opened the book, it had her name written inside of it. It read Anne Parrish, 209N Weber Street, Colorado Springs. So not only did it have Anne's name in the book, but it had the place she grew up in, Colorado Springs. Seems like Anne was meant to find that book. And in our number 1 spot today, we had the 2 presidents. It turns out that Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy share a lot of eerie coincidences.
Like what?
Besides the fact that they both were American presidents, they both were killed by a gunshot wound to the back of the head. They both passed away on a Friday. They both died before a celebration. Kennedy was assassinated on the eve of Thanksgiving. Lincoln died right before Easter. And each were accompanied by their wife and another couple when they were killed. But that's not all.
That's a
They
crazy
both
way to go.
had best friends named Billy Graham. Both Billies had 4 children, and they both had secretaries named after the other president. Kennedy's secretary was Miss Lincoln. Lincoln's secretary was John. But wait, there's even more. Both of their successors were vice presidents called Johnson. The freakiest coincidence, Lincoln was shot in Ford's theater. Kennedy was shot in a Lincoln made by Ford. Whoa!
Boom!
My God, isn't that insane? I thought so. It blew my mind. All right, guys,
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, y'all. I on the thumbnail of their video though, they had what's his name? The old dude that doesn't age. I'm definitely gonna put him as my thumbnail. Like, I'm gonna use that, like, for sure. You feel me? But yo, this shit's crazy. These coincidences and stuff. Do you have any coincidences in your life that's just like, yo, it's too good to be true? Do you think it's something supernatural behind it, or you think it's just like real organic life? I feel like it's just a lot of things that we just don't understand yet. We haven't got there, and I don't think in my lifetime that I currently have that we will fully understand that yet. We probably be just breaking into it a little bit, man, figuring out other things about life, other planets, the government to finally come out and tell us about our alien friends. But anyway, you know, you might be sitting next to one of them right now, people. But I'll see you on the next video, man. I love y'all. See you on the next video. Remember, sign up for the Patreon if you haven't already. If you want to do those things, you're never forced to do anything on my channel, because look, man, I'm out here grinding no matter what. It's on you. But I see y'all. I love y'all. I'm out.
Damn, it's my time. I waited my time, but I stayed on the grind. Now the bag getting bigger. They say I'm that nigga. 5-figure nigga. What's special about it? Straight out the street, I get more from a bag than I do a feat. Don't mind the name on the bag, it's OG. Come get a package from me. I'm moving bags in my sleep.